Hello, hello, hello. I hope y'all are having a beautiful Tuesday. It's a gorgeous day. I'm actually at the beach and it's quite fun. Great stuff here. But I wanted to share another story with you. I've got more story time. And this one is really personal because it's something that I've not really shared a lot before. I have not shared with many people because, frankly, for a long time I didn't think I could. But I've spoken with my husband, and this involves him, and he has given me permission to share. And for those of y'all who know my husband, you know him to be an amazing, creative, thoughtful. He's a gentleman. He's a problem solver. He can approach nearly any situation and look for ways to improve it. He's so thoughtful when it comes to making changes and making things better. And if there doesn't seem to be a solution, he finds one. He's not a person that you give him a problem and he's like, oh no, there's nothing there. He's very unique and he's precious. He's just an amazing man. And when he and I got married, it was very unique. So I went into marriage thinking that everything was going to be just rainbows and unicorns, and that, we were going to have hard times, but we were going to deal with them as a couple, and we were going to fight through them because we were going to be the things that mattered to each other the most. We were going to be the ones that were going to have each other's backs. I thought marriage was going to be like this team building thing where we're building a life together, and we're going to just build all kinds of amazing things together and overcome adversities, and together we can do anything. And even in pre-marriage counseling, we had committed to each other. Divorce is never even an option. Like, there's no reason why we would ever consider that, because we're a team and we've got each other's backs. And so all of that is great and beautiful. So here's where things changed. We got married and had a beautiful, oh my God, y'all, it was a dream wedding that we had in New Orleans, and our family was there, and some very wonderful close friends. And immediately after that, everything just crashed for me, because I could tell you all the details, like the wrecks that happened on our honeymoon, things. He had said something to me about something, and honestly, I don't even remember what it was now, but I remember thinking, I've married a man who doesn't care about me. I cannot believe I have married a man who doesn't care about me. And really, that's where it went down. It started going downhill from there. He doesn't care about me. And then that turned into, I don't even know who he is. On our honeymoon, y'all. And we had 2 weeks where I was thinking, I don't even know who he is. And I'm going to walk down the street with him. Like, who is this man? Where did he come from? Why? And I'm married to him? Whew. It was emotional. And then bless his heart. He is so calm and he is so patient that he's just there with me while I'm having a meltdown. At every tourist spot we went to in San Francisco, in Napa Valley, in Yountville, like, it was, oh y'all. So then we get home and we are faced with the situation and the circumstance that our debt was a certain number, and our income, our annual income was half the amount of the debt we owed. And that was just a big obstacle, and I thought, oh my God, things are just going to get worse from here, and I can't believe I've tied myself to this man for life. And yeah, he's sweet, but I just can't, I don't even know him anymore. And so the more I thought about this, the more I went down into a really dark place. And my descent into depression was pretty substantial. And over, I would say, about 1.5 to 2 years, I would wear a smile on my face. I would see people and I would be very sweet and try to be, you know, all that I was expected to be as I thought people were expecting of me. But on the inside, I was rotting. I was dying so slowly and a very painful death. And I thought, this is what my life is. And I've committed never to getting a divorce. And while Jeremy hasn't changed, I don't know who in the world I am. I was uprooted from everything that was familiar to me. My family was all of a sudden not in my life in a daily manner. My friends were all different. My job was different. I'm in a different city. I'm living with this man who's a stranger to me. It was so powerfully shifting for me, and the absolute best thing that could have happened to me, because being removed from everything familiar forced me to actually get to know myself. But I wouldn't get to know myself until years of depression. And I was miserable. I remember thinking that I just wish I didn't exist anymore. How can I just not exist anymore? Then I would think, thank God we don't have children, because then getting out of this marriage is going to be that much easier. You know, like, he's great, Jeremy's fine, and he's going to go find a woman that is going to be amazing, and I can just never be married again, because the solution to my problem is I just don't need to be married, because clearly I'm not handling this well. And he would come home from work every day and be so kind and very patient and calm with me. But then he would give me a present and I would just melt down. I'm like, it's the wrong present. Y'all, oh my goodness. Because we're on a budget, right? Because we're in so much debt. And so every dollar counts. And I'm thinking, if I've got $25 a month that I can spend on me, that's my fun money. If I've got $25, I'm going to be saving that for something I really want. So I've thought, okay, the next 3 months, I can save $75 and I can spend that on these spice jars that I want so badly. And so he knows I've been talking about spice jars, and spice jars this, spice jars that. And look, they're so cute. They're little hexagons and they can fit so cutely on the fridge with magnets, okay? And Valentine's Day comes up and he buys me a coffee pot. And I was just devastated. I'm like, I cannot believe now I really can't get the spice jars. I wanted the spice jars, and it was all the world to me because he didn't care enough about me to buy me what he knew I wanted. And so it just reinforced to me that he doesn't care about me. He only cares about himself because he's the one that loves coffee. And this is now our 4th coffee apparatus to make coffee. And I was blaming him for everything. And I just thought, I cannot believe I'm stuck in this situation. Why have I done this to myself? And I would just beat myself up. I'm like, I can't believe, I waited this late to get married. Like, I was 29 when I got married. I was like, I've waited this long to get married, and now I hate it, and now I'm miserable, and now this is never going to end. And I would sob in the afternoons just by myself. And he would come home and I would just shut down and I would withdraw, and I was like, I just need more time away from you. He would say something that would trigger me and I'm like, I think we just need time apart. And he's like, what do you mean? I've been gone all day. Like, we've had all this time apart. And he was so confused, and I was thinking the solution was to just change everything, to change my life. And oh my gosh, timer done. Stop it, timer. So y'all, it was so hard living that. And then I worked for my church, and I would go to church and I would try to lead a team of people, but I was so broken and so in such pain that I didn't even know, like, even thinking about it now, I remember that brokenness, and I remember thinking, how can this change? And I need help. And now I'm so grateful that all of that happened. I am so grateful that I was allowed to experience all of that, because it led me to finding out what was the actual cause of my depression. And the reason I was depressed was never because of Jeremy. Not one moment of my depression was Jeremy responsible for it. It was because I was thinking, oh no, what have I done? It was because I was thinking, I am trapped and I can't do anything about it. I am helpless here. It was because I was thinking, thank God that we don't have kids because I can get out of this easier. All of this, it was this storm that I had created in my head by my thoughts, unintentionally thinking thoughts that were negative towards Jeremy and negative towards the life that we were creating together. And I blamed him. I blamed the debt that we were in together. I blamed how I was raised for picking him as my life partner. Oh my goodness, I blamed God for allowing me to be in there and in this situation. And the whole time, Jeremy was still the same amazing, wonderful, kind, devoted person. I'm getting emotional because he is all of that to this day. But I wasn't choosing to see him through that lens. I was choosing to see him through, he messed up, and then my brain was going to prove it all the time, all the ways that he was messing up. When I would make a judgment about him, my brain was just proving it over and over and looking for other ways to prove that I was right, that he was wrong, and that my life was screwed up because of him. And so for every negative thought I had about him, my brain just went to prove it true. And so now things are so different. Now, because I realized I'm creating this situation, because I'm creating my own bad marriage, that I'm creating my own misery, that I'm creating my own suffering, I thought, well, I get to change it. If I'm creating this, that means I get to change it. That I have just as much power to create a beautiful marriage. And so I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to work on this to create a beautiful marriage that I want? And that's where things got really beautiful. That's where I started seeing Jeremy for the person again that he truly was, that I had seen so clearly when we were dating. That I saw the value that he had as a person, the value that he had as a partner, as a soul, like a person I've united my soul with for my life. I saw the value of him as a father, because by now we've got kids, and or at this time, it was all of the I started seeing all of the things and remembering all of the things of why I fell in love with him. And I thought, I am choosing now to think of him like this. Because if this is who he is and I'm choosing to think some lie that's crappy, why would I? The answer is obvious. I'm going to choose the one that gives me the better result. Because I don't want to ever believe lies about him anymore. I want to believe the truth. And the truth is he's amazing. And ever since then, it's like my marriage has just exploded with beauty. And I wish I could even go into all the details, but we're way out of time because my timer went off like 5 minutes ago. I have been intentionally creating a beautiful marriage ever since I realized that I was the one responsible for my negative experience in my marriage. And I've been working on how am I going to think? How am I going to treat him? How am I going to show up in our marriage today? What thoughts am I going to think about him? And so when I'm tempted to think a negative thought about him, I'm asking myself, how do I feel in that? Like I'm trying it on, like I'm trying on an outfit. Like how does that feeling feel for me? How does that thought feel for me? Thinking that, whatever. More recently it was, he loves his extracurricular activities more than his family. And that thought just felt horrible. And I wrestled with that for months, y'all. And I think I was telling my parents, that's probably my favorite hard-earned victory of understanding that that was a lie, that he truly doesn't love his extracurricular activities more than his family. And because I went to proving, I thought, okay, where does he love his family more? And I came up with so much evidence that he loves us and he prefers us to his extracurricular activities. And it was never about this other stuff. But when I was thinking he loves this other stuff more, I treated him in a way that made it was like resentful. And so every interaction I've got with him suddenly is like, oh, you're gonna spend time away from us, or where are you going? Yeah, I just wish you loved us more than you loved your other stuff. You know, why can't you just realize what season we're in and love us more? And I was just so resentful. And so every interaction that I had with him was tense. Of course he doesn't want to be there. Of course he's not going to want to be around when I am like being needy and clingy. And I'm like, come on, please love me. Please love me. Love us. Please love us. It was just like, now I'm like, oh my God, that's so hilarious that I thought that I was going to make him love us more by being like needy and clingy. So it's changed the way I think about stuff. And I'm so glad. So glad. I'm so grateful. Jeremy is an amazing man. And I'm now seeing that, and I'm approaching my marriage from a different perspective. I clawed my way out of depression by choosing different thoughts. I know there are certain cases where medications are necessary, but here's the thing. Medications get in your brain and they give you the neurotransmitters that are going to help relieve some of that pressure of the pain from depression. And clearly I'm not a neuroscientist, so I'm just giving a very vague understanding here. But when you think thoughts, you're getting those same neurotransmitters straight into your, the little receptor. Oh goodness. So thinking thoughts deliberately is medicating and helping an issue. Not medication in like a Band-Aid situation, but like it is the solution. It is helping the cause of it, getting to the cause of the problem and dealing with that root cause. So I chose to claw my way out of depression by my thoughts. And now I'm realizing what a beautiful marriage I have, and I am building a more beautiful marriage than I ever even anticipated before my wedding day. And now I have so much more appreciation for Jeremy than I ever dreamt that I would. And choosing love and choosing appreciation instead of resentment has changed my marriage. And I know that there are certain cases that medication is necessary for people. I understand that. But I think that many people would be helped by understanding their thought process, understanding how they're thinking about stuff is giving them the results they have. So that is why I am so passionate about life coaching, because I'm living the results of no more depression, no more anxiety, of a solid, beautiful marriage now that I did not have before, of abundant love for my family, for my children that I did not have before. It seemed inaccessible, but I've been taught tools now that I can get out of that. And it's so powerful. So y'all, if any of this resonates with you, I would love to talk with you about it. And I am still offering free coaching for 10 weeks starting next Monday. And it will go through, next Monday is the 6th, I believe, of May. And it'll go through the 13th, which is a Saturday of July. July 13th, I think. And so anyway, 10 weeks of coaching, weekly coaching, hour-long calls for free. This is the only time I'm ever going to be offering free coaching, y'all. So I've got 4 spots available left. 2 of them have already been taken. Yay! So excited. It's going to change your life. It's going to open up your life and your eyes to the abundance around you like never before. It's going to show you how your mind processes decisions and how we sabotage ourselves so many times without even realizing it. But even if you don't reach out for coaching, that's awesome. I love you. I believe in you. I've seen how my life has transformed just from the ability to manage my mind. And so that's why I'm teaching this here. That's why I'm sharing this here. Yes, today was deeply personal, but it was something I'm grateful that Jeremy allowed me to share, because my number one goal is to be authentic. In everywhere I go now, I want to be authentic in my representation of myself. I want to be transparent. I want you to see that you can have the beautiful life that you want also. If there is something that you're just missing, you know you can have that. I know you can have that. And I believe in you, even if you don't quite believe in yourself yet. But I'm so grateful for y'all. I love y'all, and please reach out to me, and we'll talk about working together, and I look forward to seeing y'all again on Thursday. All right, be blessed. Bye.